Joining us in the studio right now is none other than Sports Desk basketball analyst, PBA legend, point laureate, Coach Ronnie Magsanoc. Coach, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Dre. Good morning.
Coach, pinag-usapan natin ng before game 1 na pick your poison pagdating dito sa San Miguel, and Magnolia picked the Junmar poison. Ika nga, well, nagkataon na no one can really stop Junmar Fajardo, but the Kraken had a monster game here, 35 points, 21 rebounds, but all went down the drain dahil natalo nga ang San Miguel. As the Hotshots win game 1, what does winning game 1 mean for them, Coach?
Just sending a strong statement that they are really contenders. And two, yung mga pronouncements ng mga players that they are a different team compared to the team that beat San Miguel in game 1 of the finals last year. Bakit? Dahil nag-champion na ito. Pangalawa, mas naiintindihan na nila na hindi lang game 1 yung mahalaga. Kailangan masundan mo, kailangan maidiin mo. Because, sabi nga natin, before game 1 of the finals, they have to be ahead in the series. And for San Miguel to make the adjustments. Hindi pwedeng sila yung maghahabol dito sa San Miguel.
Now, SMB starters Chris Ross and Marshall Lassiter struggled. Ross just had 5 points, 2 of 11 from the field. We will see that those stats in a bit. 37 minutes, si Ross. And then Marshall Lassiter had no points. There it is. 0 of 8 from the field is Super Marshall in 32 minutes, Coach Ronnie. And then Terrence Romeo was also a non-factor off the bench, 8 points, 2 of 11. Your thoughts on these three guys for San Miguel? As we take a look at the numbers, none of them had double digits.
Let's say combined 4 of 30 from the field. It doesn't happen often na ganyan yung shooting percentage ng San Miguel. I thought that offensively, they were in the right spots. Tama naman yung execution. Hindi lang talaga tumama yung mga tira. But of course, you also have to take a look at the schemes that were used ng hot shots against Junmar Fajardo. Saan nanggagaling ang double team? Kailan nanggagaling ang double team? Meron bang double team o wala? Because when I was watching the game, there were various schemes that were used in a span of 3 quarters. And eventually, it boils down to players making the necessary reads based on the game plan and offense to be able to beat the defensive schemes thrown at Junmar Fajardo. Para tumaas yung porsyento ng mga players, para maintindihan ng mga players kung sino yung libre, may dahilan din kung bakit. Dahil yun yung binibigay ng mga tira. But I think, based sa statement ni Coach Leo kanina, when you talk to him, he was still very confident that they can turn things around. At binanggit din niya that perhaps there was a case of a little bit of overconfidence on the part of the Beermen simply because pagdating sa finals, bihira silang hindi nananalo. And for the record, this is only the second win of Magnolia versus San Miguel in an all-Filipino tournament. Pero malaking buwelo to talaga dahil
Sobrang laki, yeah.
Iba yung lamang ka. It simply means that you're 3 wins away from winning the championship.
And yung psychological advantage na kayang matalong San Miguel dito sa
Kaya
finals.
nilang ibaba.
Kaya nilang ibaba below. That's right. And which this is my next question because San Miguel shot a dismal 37% and we talked about it before. And lagi naman pinag-usapan pag Magnolia, yun yung calling card ng Magnolia, yung kanilang depensa, yung pag-clamp down. And they limited San Miguel nga to 94 points in game 1 and Coach Chito did mention na importante para sa kanya yun to limit San Miguel below 100 points. Do you agree and do you think Magnolia can sustain that as the series progresses?
Well, that's the plan. Agree, of course. San Miguel had 55 points in the first 2 quarters. But yung third quarter run ng team ng Hotshots, doon talaga nakita mo na nanibago yung San Miguel because I felt that in the first 5 possessions of the Beermen na hindi sila nakascore ng sunod-sunod sila Paul Lee. And by the time naka-timeout si Coach Leo, nag-iba na yung tempo. Remember the keyword, operative word right now for the Hotshots aside from their defense is yung tempo. They pushed, they forced turnovers, they tried to outrun Junmar in every possession. Titignan mo, points of turnovers plus 10, fast break scoring plus 11, inside scoring plus 12 against the taller team. So these are hustle points na hindi siguro masyadong napapansin pero in the scheme of things, we take a look at the numbers, aside from free throws, every department was won by Magnolia. Yung assist count, 13 sa 20 ng San Miguel. Sa first 2 quarters yun, kaya 55 points eh. But those were taken away in the last 2 quarters. So, titignan mo, ano yung nangyari, bakit nangyari, at paano ang nangyari. Bakit yung first 2 quarters pumabor sa San Miguel, bakit yung last 2 quarters napiga ng Magnolia ang offense ng San Miguel, at bakit nakatira ng madadali yung 4 na gwardya ng Magnolia. Melton, Baroka, Paul Lee, and of course, Gio Halalo, na kahit hindi tumama from the 3-ball, ang daming na-shoot sa malapit.
Coach, hindi pa tayo tapos. We're gonna stop the clock for a bit. Later, we look ahead to Game 2 of the PBA Philippine Cup Finals between the San Miguel Beermen and the Magnolia Hotshots. The 5-peat seeking San Miguel Beermen are looking to tie their best-of-7 final series against the Magnolia Hotshots as the two teams go head-to-head again tonight. The Hotshots stunned the heavily favored Beermen in Game 1, and still here in the studio right now is Sports Desk basketball analyst, PBA legend, Coach Ronnie Magsanoc, to preview Game 2. Coach, the three-headed monster, yung guards ng Magnolia. Yung
Apat na yan.
Dinagdag pa si Melton. Nakisama pa si Melton ng Game 1. If you're San Miguel, how would you address that now heading into Game 2 tonight?
Sabi nga ni Coach Leo kanina, di ba? Nag-94 points naman sila eh. Pero ang question mark, bakit pumalo ng 99 yung Hotshots? Hindi naman yun ang scoring average sila dun sa series against Rain or Shine. Therefore, may naging problema sa depensa. Tignan mo lang yung percentages nila Melton, nila Baroka, nila Poli. Masyadong mataas from the 3-ball eh. Tignan mo kung gaano kabigat yung dami ng itinama at yung dami ng tira. I believe they took nearly 52 attempts out of the 93 na total ng team. Meaning, pagdating sa opensa, guard-oriented.
Yes.
Ang problema ng San Miguel, pati si Rafi Ribis, hindi lang remi-rebound. 9 points, 12 rebounds. So, most of those points came from the inside. Sanggalang, meron din siyang baby double-double, di ba? Kung 35-21 si Junmar, meron din si Sanggalang. It was a big question mark at the back of my mind kung kaya ni Ian Sanggalang to establish his presence the way he did against the Elasto Painters. But apparently, iba na yung laro talaga ni Ian eh. At saka na-realize na yung kakulangan nila dun sa talo nila sa championship last year. So, itong mga bagay na to sigurado tinitignan nila Chris Ross. Paano nakatira ng madali? Bakit ba tumama? Contested ba o hindi? Saan tumira? Gaano kabilis tumira? Kasi tempo nga ang gusto idiin ng Hotshots. So, yun yung mga pag-aaralan mo dahil wala ka naman masyadong oras na insayuhin yung mga players dahil one day to prepare it. But you can always identify what went wrong and how to make things right.
Coach, although natalo nga San Miguel Game 1, sabi mo nga, pinakinggan natin si Coach Leo, kampante pa rin. They still sound confident. You know, they've been here before losing Game 1, but eventually winning the series. And itong 4-time defending champs sa Philippine Cup, talagang hindi pa nagpapanik. Is there really no cause to press that panic button right away and make some major adjustments if you're San Miguel?
Normally, most of the time, players follow the demeanor or temperament ng kanilang general. And Coach Leo Austria and the rest of the coaches, sila yung mga general sa team. Anumang pressure nararamdaman ni Coach Leo has been very successful in deflating and taking away unnecessary pressure from his players. Isa lang naman ang bottom line ang labanan sa court. At ang magkakaalaman kung ano yung mangyayari sa court. So, you try to prepare your players the best way possible and then let things take care of its own by doing what is needed and the necessary task at hand pagdating sa 4 quarters na paglalabanan. And then, titignan mo ngayon, mananalo, makakabawi, hindi makakabawi. Kasi mahaba yung series Pero mahirap mabaon ng 2 sunod. Although nakakabalik sila sa Alaska before down by
Yung miracle, yung
3
3-0.
games. But it doesn't happen often. Mahirap mabaon. Mabuti na makatabla, mahirap madalawahan ng sunod.
Third quarter nga nag-turn nung yung tide in favor of Magnolia. Grabe yung third quarter na yun. You were talking about it earlier. They parried multiple comeback tries dito ng San Miguel. Bawal ka talaga kumarap. Against San Miguel, you cannot close your eyes here against San Miguel. Phoenix learned that the hard way in the semifinals. Now, you should always bring your A game, kumbaga, pag San Miguel. Do you think yung experience sa Magnolia came into play and will be really, really huge to their favor here?
Experience in beating the Elasto Painters, siguro sa confidence part, oo. Kasi ang daming pinagdaanan na behind sila tapos nakalusot, di ba? Against San Miguel, napaka-importante naman yung knowing how to win. And they have won already as a unit by virtue of winning the Commissioner's Cup. So yun ang baon-baon nila And when players and as a unit and as individuals start to believe that they can hurdle any roadblocks that are in front of them, mas mahirap kalaban yon. And I'm sure nare-realize ito ng mga beermen na oo, lamang sila, pero nanalo na rin tong team na to So, mas mahirap kalaban. Therefore, sabi nga natin, hindi automatic mananalo yung San Miguel. Bawat laro, pipilitin mong kunin. Dahil desidido to Diba? Gusto mo, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best team. And right now, San Miguel is the best all-Filipino team in the country in the last 4 conferences. So, ganun lang yun. May gusto sila, ayaw ibigay ng San Miguel at hindi ibibigay talaga. Pero kung gusto mong proteksyonan, kailangan talunin mo dahil desidido eh. At saka lamang na ng isang laro.
Parang big brother, little brother.
Walang ganun-ganon dito.
Coach, ganito nga din, last season, last finals ng Philippine Cup, nanalo nga Magnolia. So, how do you avoid that if you're Magnolia, yung winning game 1 and then being swept by San Miguel in the next 4 games?
Yun ang magiging teaching point nila. Ano yun nangyari? Ano yun nangyari last year na hindi dapat maulit this year? And I think they have learned their lesson. Kasi na-champion na sa Commissioners Cup, babalik na naman ako ron.
Governors.
Yes, Governors Cup. Critical itong game 2. Sabi natin they have to be ahead. They have to stay ahead and build a bigger margin kung pwede sa serye. Dahil hindi nagawa ito ng mga previous na kalaban ng San Miguel. At yun lang ang nakikita ko na pwedeng maging vulnerable ang San Miguel pag nadalawang sunod. I think the complexion of the series will change. But if San Miguel will be able to tie the series, then sila Coach Chito and the rest of his coaches will have to make the necessary adjustments. Kasi every game has a different story. Hindi pwedeng pare-pareho yung preparasyon mo dahil mag-a-adjust yung kabila eh. Pero right now, the burden of adjustment of course will lie on the shoulders of the Beermen dahil sila hindi nakalusot dun sa unang laban.
Coach, maraming salamat ulit as always for having you here on the show.
Thanks, Ray.
Again, that was Sports Desk basketball analyst, one and only PBA legend, Coach Ronnie Magsanoc.